discrimination, unfair debt, unjust late charges and fees. Hello, this is Pastor Charles Jefferson. Welcome back to our video time. I just want to name a few more. Harassment, violating the harassment that's over the line, bill collectors calling, asbestos, paint poisoning, lead poisoning. Just a little bit more, just bear with me a little bit more. Economics of racism, and not just black and white alone, but the social economic stratification. In other words, you don't have to be a black man or a black woman to get the prejudice of social injustice. If they know that you live in inner city neighborhoods and a lot of other spooky stuff, you get denied the best too. Women bearing the load by themselves, and sometimes men, seem to be more the case to women. This is these people out here, right here. Okay? But I just don't mean this neighborhood. I got this neighborhood in front of you, but just picture the neighborhood you know. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I don't care if someone know the Bible more than me. You can send the best theologian in my face. Ain't none of them changing my mind. Goodness and mercy. Listen, daggone it. That ain't a Bible term. Daggone it is not in the Bible. Just daggone it is daggone it. Daggone it, I don't care about what the church does. Goodness and Mercy will have seminars geared towards the helping people that don't even want to get saved, or they want to get saved. We're going to have seminars about their conditions, not just the saints' conditions. That's right. We're here to serve mankind. And I know it's not an easy field. I know a lot. I think a lot of reasons. I think, be honest with you, can I just be honest with you in this talk? Okay? I think that in churches, everybody's not guilty of not wanting to do public charity. See, I'll be honest with you. I know it's not they don't want to do it. It's harder work. Yeah, but it's worth it. I know it's challenges. See, just running a church building organization, that's hard too, don't get me wrong. Trying to get, if you're staying in a building as a church and you're forming choirs and ushers and trying to get revivals and people to come, it's hard work. Pastors that don't go outside, they're working hard. Don't get me wrong. But the reason why I say it's harder to do public charity, because it's not just that alone. I know that doing public charity, I'm going to have to run into I can't pronounce that word, federal regulations. See, if it was just doing charity and that was it, it'd be fine. So I understand, I understand it more as I do it. You're always going to learn more. I know it's harder doing public charity. When you start doing things for masses, then you get spied on. You got people coming down purposely to ruin your reputation, extra regulations, red tape, deep freeze cuts. I mean, you got situations where politicians just want a photo op, and all the while they're stabbing you in the back. You got to deal with certain ramifications, and it's hard when you're helping a massive group of people. See this neighborhood right here? See this neighborhood right? I'm not just focusing on, I just want to show you that I'm not naive. I know I'm asking for something challenging. See, if our church was to go in and give these people sandwiches, we might get a few people jealous, tell lies on us. Okay? If we go in here and even give them an educational seminar and they just come, packed, we may get a little bit of criticism. It can be effective. But what's going to be the war is if we go into this neighborhood right here, that maybe some secret society policymakers is squeezing down their wealth, and we start showing these neighbors documents of how they've been conned and shifted, and how some government officials have cheated them. then that's when the problem's going to come. We'll be lied on. People will start saying that we're evil. You get attacks from government and policy makers and, prejudice motives. And, when you start to help the masses of people, when you're a preacher that mobilizes masses of people, you're asking to go out into not only just the wolves, but the piranha fish on top of the bear. Unless you catch a break. Hey, I understand that. But I have to follow what the Bible says. And so, maybe that's why some leaders don't do the outside change. Because that's when you get war. People think that preachers are just inside the building. Yes, bishops are just pastor churches or ordained pastors. But I'm a little different. I say it's both. I say that you have apostles that never have a church, because they help the community. They're a different type of apostle. Paul was a field apostle. He wasn't just a building apostle. And the messengers are in jail, and they didn't do nothing wrong. They just helped the community to see that the city was cheating the kids in education. They were releasing documents that show proof they're in prison. Some of our best preachers have been kidnapped and put in experimental laboratories and was told to the rest of us that they stole from the bank. When you start to help the masses of people, if you keep the masses of people dancing and shouting, that doesn't threaten the secret societies. But when you start showing people that you're trapped under certain clubs and zones and they cheated you out of your mortgage firm, and when they hear you on that radar, you'll be a blessed person if you don't get bothered. So I understand that some pastors don't do charity because they're caught up in the building, but there's a lot of pastors that know that was harder. And sometimes the pastor might want to do it, but his members couldn't take it. Really, seriously, let's look at all perspectives. Some pastors want to get out and do that, willing to take the persecution, but they can't because they know the members can't take the persecution. Now that's not putting down the members, because you really go through a lot when you help the masses. I don't mean just passing out sandwiches. I'm talking about you helping them to see where they've been cheated and names of officials are named. Okay? That's when you get the war. That's when you get the conspiracy theories and setups and all kinds of frame-ups and blackmailing, blackballing, all that stuff. So God bless you. Just wanted to tell you what we're all about, where we're headed, and where we're going. So like I say, I'm going to put music up there of charity messages as well as gospel music, because one thing we want to do is build up charity. Charity, social service, humanitarian acts, philanthropy, and be moving in that area as well as being a public, as well as being a church. So see you at the next video.